In the information age of today, your attention is vastly important, not only to you, but to the companies of today. This is one of the reasons why exerting self-control and building your self-control is extremely important. Here are 3 reasons why you need to grow your self-control muscle. Exerting self-control is often seen as more of a difficult task and something that really sucks the joy out of everyday living, but that's not really the case. Self-discipline is just like a muscle. It's something that you can build up and really train over time, and it's not all that hard to do. Along with self-control does not take the fun out of things. Rather, exerting self-control can actually give you more enjoyment in your life. And to do this, we have to really look at how the brain works. The brain kind of has two different modes that it really kind of switches on and off from. One of them being distracted mode, because if you were to think about it, if you're a caveman and if you weren't able to be easily distracted by like things like rushing bushes or some sort of like something over there, some like shadowy figure or something like that, you could really end up in some serious trouble by not being easily distracted. But at the same time, your brain really enjoys being focused in work. And you mix those two things together in today's age with notifications, emails, all of these things that pop up all the time, it makes it really easy to get distracted. Your brain derives a lot of joy and enjoyment out of being focused on a task for a long period of time. And every time the more time you focus, the more enjoyment you get out of it generally. And what happens is that every time you look at a notification, there's a cost associated with looking at the notification. So you're looking at something and you're focusing, and then you look at a notification, and then it costs you to keep working. That's why exerting self-control and focusing on that thing, even if you don't want to do it, exerting self-control is so important because it allows you to get more enjoyment out of whatever you're doing in the moment. So as we were saying earlier, strength and self-discipline is kind of like a muscle. It's something that can build up over time, and the more that you exert self-control, the more self-control you have to exert later. And with that being, other characteristics of a muscle are associated with self-discipline. So the more and more self-discipline you have, the more and more you can use later. Also, you tend to have fatigue from using a lot of self-discipline over the day. Every time that you spend a lot of focused energy on some sort of task or self-discipline on a task, you tend to have less over the course of the day. So it tends to go down over the course of the day, which is why you need to focus on the most important tasks, the things that require the most energy early in the mornings, which is really about organizing all of your tasks to fit into that schedule. Another tip that you can use to really grow and strengthen your self-discipline muscle is to do like self-discipline exercises, which is really focusing on a task that you may not want to do and really focusing on it and pushing yourself to do it and keep doing it. And as you do that, and over the course of time, you'll tend to get better at being able to sit down and get to work and just do it and just start. And as you may notice that after that, you really seem to feel fatigued because it's the same reason. After an intense workout, you still have fatigue. Granted, you can still walk around and still do things fine. You just have that extra fatigue that's associated with doing a hard workout. So doing those things will really help you when it comes to growing your self-discipline muscle, and also realizing that self-discipline, you need to organize your energy, you need to be prepared, and really focus on the right things. Also, resting, recharging will help you regrow that muscle. One of the ways that really helps you grow your self-discipline muscle is to rest and recharge. Just as if you would if you were doing muscle training or strength training, is once after like an intense workout, you need to be able to rest and recharge to really let those muscles grow, because that's how the process of growing those muscles works. And so towards the end of the day, people get into the culture of feeling like they have to keep doing something, like they have to constantly be working to be productive, when really that isn't the case. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is to rest and recharge. Think of it this way, right? If you were getting towards the end of the day, maybe like early to late afternoon, and you still were trying to work on this project that might take you 2 hours and might take still a lot of energy and really trying to push, when in turn, if you were to spend the rest of that afternoon resting and relaxing for the next day it might only take you 30 to 45 minutes, because you can knock it out. You have a lot more energy, you can do it much more efficiently, and so in turn, resting and relaxing is super productive. And there's multiple things that I would suggest. I'm going to go through more of this in depth later in a later episode, but I would definitely suggest going outside, which helps you gain focus. I would definitely suggest going on walks, which helps build your body and mind connected, so it helps build your mind as well. Another thing I would suggest is decluttering your workspace helps to be productive, de-stress, and a lot of benefits for being self-disciplined. Another thing I would suggest is doing something you can enjoy. Doing those 4 things will really help you build your self-discipline muscle and regain enough self-discipline energy that you can use more throughout the day. So if you're working on a task, you feel like midday you need a break, take that break, make sure it's a real break, and it'll help build your muscle over the course of the day. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Younger, Smarter, Better, teaching teens and young adults important life lessons and habits to improve their lives. I'm your host, Christian Alida. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you're curious, there's any more episodes in the link description below. We also have a blog, podcast, more videos available to you to help you really grow and build yourself up. And if you enjoyed this episode, leave a like on this video, and as always, stay hungry for more. Stay hungry for more knowledge. I'm Christian Alida. I'm the founder of Younger, Smarter, Better to help teens and young adults and learn important life lessons and habits to improve their lives. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, you might like some of our other episodes. We have podcasts, blogs, and videos available to you on the website and the description below. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you learned something, leave a like on this video. And as always, stay hungry for more knowledge.